Welcome everybody to this week's video, and I'm very happy to have you here as we will hold space together for a practice of Reiki self-healing. So if you're new to the practice of Usui Reiki Ryoho, if this is your first time, you are more than welcome to practice with me. It doesn't matter if you've never studied, it doesn't matter if you have been attuned or not. Reiki and the practice of Reiki is innate to all things because it is the energy of all things. We are simply turning into the fundamental nature of our body and our mind, which is peace. And so we're striving our best to be at peace. So I hope you enjoy this practice. It's a beautiful day here, a little bit too beautiful for this time of year, to be fair, but I'll take it nonetheless. Very, very beautiful day here in France, and I'm very happy to have you for this practice. I will remove my glasses because that is one of the hand positions that we begin with. So we begin the practice by bowing in Gosho. Gosho is hands at prayer, heart center. The thumbs are touching the sternum here. And we'll spend maybe 30 seconds or a minute or so just being aware, not attached, just being mindful of the breath, the surrounding. And so for me, that's the breeze, maybe the sunlight. This is an opportunity to let go of the noise of the day, the distractions, the lists, the busyness, and be here right now. Breathing in and out through the nose. The self-healing practice is all about awareness in many ways. So for instance, as I bow here with you in Gosho, I become more aware of the internal state of my mind and my body. So I can feel some tenderness, some pain in my left arm, my back. I was doing a lot of yard work today, so I'm feeling into that. But it's not an attachment. It's not about my poor body, I need to heal, I need to do these things. It's just awareness. Any framing of what you experience is an attachment, and it's a form of suffering. So we try our best to let go. We try our best to be at peace. So even if you feel it, just be at peace. And so we begin the practice with the recitation of the precepts of Usui Reiki Ryoho, inclusive of the titles or the pre-headings of the precepts. These pre-headings help us to recognize that there is this mystic art that invites in happiness. And from that happiness, we might recognize this magical medicine to cure all diseases. Now that sounds, it sounds really big, but pure and true happiness is a calm and peaceful internal state. And if our internal state is at peace, if our mind is quiet and our body is at rest, even if we feel attached, even if we feel pain, we can still be at peace. In that peace, We recognize this magical medicine to cure all diseases because we recognize there are no diseases. We can be at peace. In order to recognize this, we try our best to exist every moment, every day, free from anger and worry. We strive our best to be grateful. We strive our best to do our work honestly or to be honest, and to express and show gratitude, kindness, or love to all things. And so I'll recite those for you here now in Japanese. Sho fuku no iho mambyo no reaku koe dake wa ii karuna shinpai suna kansha shite gyo agame shito ni shinsetsu ni. And now we move into the second meditation of the practice, which is Kenyokuho energy bathing. Let the left arm drop down to the left leg or simply let it fall down by the side. The right hand, this is my right side here, it might be mirrored on your screen. The right hand hovers over the left shoulder. And we very slowly move that right hand, diagonally down across the body. And our awareness is following that hand. So it's as if we're scanning for tension in the body, scanning for resistance, maybe muscle fatigue, maybe whatever it might be, it doesn't matter. Just scan. Once we reach the right hip, we let the right arm rest, and the left hand now hovers over the right shoulder. You can do this at your own pace, but take it slowly. This is introspection, so you're looking into the self. All the way down to the left hip. And then one more time, the right hand is over the left shoulder. And then as before, moving that diagonally across the torso. You can do this seated as well, that's no problem at all. Just make sure that your spine is nice and straight. Once your arm arrives to the side of the body or your hand to the right hip, we continue by extending the left arm out, and the right hand is now hovering over the left arm. So maybe you can see here in the video, I'm not grabbing onto the arm itself, rather hovering over. And I'm very slowly moving my right hand down the left arm. And here I can feel a lot of sensitivity. And that's what we're going for. It's a way to turn into the areas of the body that are expressing resistance. And so my arms are quite sore, they're quite tired from the yard work I was doing. And so I can feel that. It's a heightened awareness of pain. And that's fine, that's what we want. Because we want that to be at peace, and right now it's not at peace, it's attached. Sorry, I didn't say so. Once we're done with the left hand, we move the right palm to face up and we move down the right arm. And now one more time with the left hand facing up. Moving very slowly down the left arm with the right hand. It's not that we're draining the energy of attachments, or it's not that we're cleaning this from the body. We are simply being aware of the areas of our attachments so that now we can move in to the self-healing, okay? But before we do that, we move into Joshin Kokyo Ho, the spirit and soul cleansing breath. So here we bow again in Gosho. And we focus on the nostrils, and now we breathe through the torso. So we're breathing all the way into the lower belly. And then all the way up, full lungs. You're breathing at your own pace here, but you're focusing the breath on the lower belly. And if that doesn't make sense to you, or if it's confusing, then just really extend the lower belly as you inhale. And on your exhales, really pull the lower belly back into the spine. See, it's as if we're breathing through all the space that the previous meditation of Kenyoku-ho has created in the body. And now we move into the self-healing. We're placing the hands over the eyes, position number 1. And now my awareness is turning just to where the hands are. So even though my back hurts a little bit, even though I can hear the wind and the birds and other noises outside, I'm striving my best to keep my awareness just on the eyes. Maybe you see colors, maybe you feel tension, maybe it feels like a headache or pressure in the eyes. Just witness it. Just be at peace. Anything that arises, we try to let it pass. Position number 2 is the temples. So the hands are on the side of the head. And just as before, now all the attention is on the temples. In the practice of Reiki, it's quite often recommended that each of these hand positions be held for a certain amount of time. But to me, I don't understand that logic. To me, this is a form of attachment. We're always going to be wondering then, how long? How long do I have left? How long has it been? Am I too long? Is it too short? Be present with the hand position, that's it. So if you feel that there's tension anywhere in the body, so for instance here with the hands on the temples, if you feel that it needs more attention because you're still attached, maybe there's a headache or pressure in the head or whatever it might be, then you stay here. You stay here until it's gone. Maybe that's 5 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes per session for 10 sessions, whatever it might be, you stay until it dissipates. If we're always chasing a timer, then we're never going to find peace. And so position number 3. Position number 3 has the left hand on the back of the head, the right hand is on the crown. As before, the awareness is where the hands are. Position number 4 is around the throat. So you can frame the jawline if you wish. You can place the hands right against the throat, right against the jaw. Anything that's comfortable for you is perfect. Attention on the throat now, Vishuddha chakra. Position number 5, Anahata, heart center. So the hands are lying against the sternum. They can also be one on top of the other if you wish. All the awareness is on the heart center. And as I'm filming this video, there's dogs barking, there's the noise of the wind. A lot of it will be taken out when I edit. But I'm saying all of that because, of course, my attention goes to that distraction. Just bring it back. Bring it back to the heart center. Wherever your hands are, you will get distracted. It's normal. Just come back. Position number 6 now is the solar plexus. So this is the center of the torso on the curvature of the rib cage. The right hand is over the liver. The left hand is over the spleen and the stomach. And we focus here on the organs of digestion now. As you do this self-practice, of course, you're very, very welcome and encouraged to take this at your own pace. If any one of the hand positions you feel you need to stay with longer, then you stay with it as long as you need. Don't follow my rhythm. There are so many practices, most of my practices, which are daily. I stay at only a few hand positions where I know I need the attention, and I work my best to try to quiet down that understanding that there is resistance. I try to be at peace with the nature of the pain or the attachment, whatever it might be, until it dissipates. Succeed or not, most often I don't. But that's not the point. The point is, are you coming back to the practice? And every time you come back, every time you surrender, every time you practice with honesty, as the precepts encourage, then you are releasing your attachments. You are becoming more free. You can feel it. It's not for me to tell you, you can actually feel. That comes at your own pace, your own feeling, your own awareness, your own recognition, and most importantly, your own sense of internal stillness. And now we move to the final hand position over the lower belly, the tanda and the hara, the sacral chakra. And for that, we'll place the left hand on the lower belly and the right hand on top with the thumbs touching, and the thumbs will rest roughly around the navel. Tenden shuroho, the washing of the tanden or the dantian. Here we focus just on the lower belly, so that's the organs of elimination, reproduction, the base of the spine. like all the other hand positions here, we would hold this as long as we need. And this is not necessarily about resistance or recognizing pain or anything like that. It's also about peace. It's also about stillness in the mind and the body. So I can find this to be a very calming hand position. And quite often, this is the full extent of my practice. Just seated with my hands in this position for however long I sit, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 3 hours, it doesn't make any difference. Anywhere in between. As long as it's done honestly, it's perfect. Honestly means it is your focus and your point to strive towards neutrality in the practice and to work with honesty, with diligence, to the best of your ability towards that stillness for as long as you're able to in each practice, ideally every day. And so from here, we move our hands back to Gosho. This is the final meditation, Shushintuitsu, Reiki concentration. Now this is Gosho, but separated. Separated roughly the area of the heart. So that's about 3 or 4 inches, maybe about 15 or so centimeters. And we're being aware or paying attention to or recognizing the space between the hands here, something external to the self, as the mind and the body have been quieted by the practice, hopefully, even if just a little bit, then that means we have space for enhanced or increased awareness of the energy of all things, Daikomyo, Reiki, Chi, Prana, Christ, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And that's the sensation between your hands. And you might feel that in many different ways. It could be like a pressure, like there's some resistance, like you're squeezing a ball or a balloon between your hands. Maybe it's heat or tingling or cold. Maybe it's electricity or colors that you can see. It doesn't matter. Your experience is yours alone. And the only thing that we're striving for here is neutrality. So yes, I'm paying attention to the space between my hands, but that means that I'm striving to be increased. But that means that I'm striving to be at increasing levels of peace and stillness in my mind and my body. A singular point of awareness between my hands is far more beneficial than an infinite amount of attachments in my mind and my body. And once I recognize, or strive my best anyways, to recognize that singular point of attachment, it gives my mind and my body the space to finally rest. And when it rests, it heals. Just like we do when we sleep every night. So I conclude the practice here with you now by bowing in Gosho, hands at heart center. An opportunity to give thanks. And to that I give thanks to the practice, I give thanks to my teachers, to of course Usui Sensei, to this absolutely gorgeous day today. I give thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in to this practice, supporting the channel. I do hope that you find my content beneficial to you, your practice of Usui Reiki Ryoho, and your journey with Reiki in general. You're very welcome, everybody, to continue the practice as you see fit, as long as you wish, and please repeat it whenever you need. And also, I'll take this opportunity to remind everybody, if you didn't know, that every Thursday I do this live. You're very welcome to join, and that's completely free. I have a global Reiki healing circle. You can click the first link in the description below. That should be for the sign up for our Reiki circles. And by signing up for that, you then also have access to all of the recordings of the previous Reiki circles And at this point, that's up to almost 100 practices. So it's well over 2, maybe even 3 days worth of Reiki practice for you for free. So, as always, be well, everybody. In Gosho to all, and thank you so much.